Top of morning, laddies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the. Hold on, just run. Welcome to the What If, Deku was a ultimate brother. So, alright. So what I mean is basically, the reason why I wanted to make this What If is because I had this idea for a long time. But man, I'll tell you what, when I was scripting it, it was like pretty terrifying. Like how so is basically, imagine how terrifying it would be that if everyone is overprotective of their brother or sister. Yeah. So, without further ado, yes, I will add Zumi to this What If, because she is part of the script. So, yeah, and I'm making Zuko so overpowered, Aaron, that he has powers of infinity, zero, and a quirk is called Flaming Limiter, or Flame Time for short. So So, without further ado, let's get right into this What If. So, Zuko and Zumi, I almost said Zuko and Zumi were born. And Zumi, sometimes she basically, accidents happen to her, not to her brother. So, yeah. Yeah, so example would be in, her trying to, walking and her, her foot thing gives out because how much walking she did. And she was about to hit she was about to fall into the train tracks. And as Zuko grabs her, yeah. So, yeah. That is example. So, yeah. 2 years or so at age of 2, they made a lot of friends. Bakugo, Todoroki, Ochako, and of course, yeah. So but at age of 4, the Quark Doctor tells both of them that they have quirks, and as he looks at Zumi and tells her that she has a fire manipulation and her brother has flaming time, or time of flames. I know, yeah. So they're like, oh boy. Yeah, so then, and I also forgot to mention the time of flames is actually can I was gonna give him Evolution of Flames one, because yeah, but it has, or actually it's both types inside of it. So, yeah. And no, I am not going to turn him into Doomsday, I forgot to mention. And also, please leave a like, share, subscribe thing. Like, please leave a like, share, subscribe, comment. And please turn on the subtitles before this video started. So, yeah. Bakugo and Todoroki and Ochako and are with Zuko and Zumi. And they trained a lot. All the way to 15. And Zuko was pretty much, they didn't, or no one knows about his actual powers. He's so relaxed. Because his quirk is actually his limit. If he turns it off for a second, man, oh man, things are going down. Or if he even gets angry, it activates. So he's more relaxed. So time skip to 15, and plus Zuko and Zumi Zumi gets one for all. Oh, because him. So only a few people do know. So yeah. And reason why I'm also part of the scripting is that it's also a 2-in-1. So it's like the what if Deku was in class 1B, and the what if Deku had the powers of infinity and zero. So, yeah. So basically Zuko had, so when they go to training, Zuko did a lot more than Zumi did. Because he told his sister that, don't worry about the debris. I'll clean it up. As he cleans up the entire ocean and thing. And he also cleaned up the entire sand. So, yeah. Under one day. Without any rest of it. So, yeah. It was so perfect. Or is so perfect that even like that everybody could come back and yeah. So let's continue. Zuko always, or actually, she actually says to Zumi, or no, actually Zumi told All Might that my brother does this a lot. trying to keep me safe from. Okay? That's why he's much more wary of you, All Might. If anyone tries to do anything, my brother could kill them, as without any holding back. Wow. Yeah. So then the Zuko. So, yeah. So they basically trained a lot, and Zuko meditates as he's using all of his power, and yeah. So Zuko and Zumi were the first candidates to go to UA. As they go to UA, and Zuko was pretty powerful. He could easily go into Class 1A. But because of what his what his test scores were, he did tell his sister to go have fun and I'll clean up the rest. If anything. So Zuko is more relaxed in this what if. So yeah, then the robots comes in or Zero Pointers comes in. Zuko basically made perfect cube. And he says, "Cool toy. Sorry to destroy it." Boom. Yeah. So, yeah. Ezuko was pretty powerful. But he hides his power so well that even... Yeah. So, he gets into Class 1B. Because they don't see so much potential in him. But Zumi's in Class 1A, and plus, so then Zuko basically was, so, yeah. Zumi goes in as she sits down. As Bakugo, didn't notice that his Zumi is more precious to the Zuko than So yeah. And so Minato tries to go home and and tortured Zumi. As Zuko sees this, as he grabs Minato by the head or by the face, slams him against a wall. Faster than lightning itself. Yeah, light itself. As he told him, "Stay away from my little sister, you creep." As Minato was, at this point, like changed his tune a lot through. Like instead of him going through trying to go under like or looking under the girls' home, yeah, and doing weird stuff to them. He just straight up, when Zuko basically turned his entire world upside down. What it means is basically he is no longer looking at girls and like touching them too. He stays away from the yeah. As everybody's like, whoa, good. Azumi tells her brother that was kind of over her kill. At least I didn't kill the guy or that kid. And it's my way of saying or prep talking to him. Yeah, as Izumi's like, yeah. As so then, because how scary he was, my dad just gave up on like touching girls for a long time. Him. So, yeah. As Mr. Ozawa's like, man. So, yeah. So a time skip to because it would be like a similar to canon, but Zuko, like, so at USJ it goes differently. Zuko was basically, so Class 1A and Class 1B went into the USJ thing. And Zuko was like, okay, who's this crack job? As 13's like, that's rude. I wasn't talking about you. As he walks over to a bush, as he grabs the guy from the bush, as it was Kirigiri. This guy right here. Oh. As 13 just is embarrassed because she thought he called her a crack job. But then, when yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So, basically, he's a quack job because of, So then, all my, or so, yeah. So Kirigiri got, like, tried to teleport away, but he used, Zuko used Perfect Cube and Negation Cube. What Negation Cube is it's similar to Perfect Cube, but it negates powers or quirks. It's like the Eraser Heads' one. And plus, it's indestructible. So nothing can harm it. So, let's begin. So, yeah, Zuko ends up going. So his friends go in and they do like a normal, like talks thing. And they basically, they're like, your brother's pretty smart for it. Yeah. So then, yeah. And he puts or his hand over, or his arm around his sister. And yeah, his sister is, as he says, I always have to, or I always look out for my little sister. Or no matter what. As he starts laughing, it's just, yeah. So then the time skip to All Might versus All for One. And Zumi got taken this time. So yeah. And during the, like, so when All Might was battling the All for One, Toga decided to throw a blade, and it hit Zumi's side in, or like, not side, but more of a, like, her arm. As it was, as blood dripping out, as Zuko could feel as Zuko's is like eyes, yeah. As Bakugo, who never seen him getting angry before. But then when Bakugo and Todoroki and Zuko are like, so rest of them are just like, what is he doing? And Zuko used his full power. He teleported right to the villain thing. And yeah, as Zumi was on the ground, as here he comes, as All for One's like, or Toga's like, who's coming? My big brother. He's, when you hurt me or try to mess with me, he's so protective of me. So then Zuko shows up, and he was mad. Like, his eyes glowed with, yeah. Like that image, this image right here, yeah. Zuko was mad. He was furious with, as, yeah. His aura made All for One even scared. As, yeah. As he says, too late now. As his eyes, as he reveals his true powers. And yeah, All for One and the League of Villains and the Nomu were all dead in a flash. Yeah. Not, yeah. Basically, Zuko is basically, at this point, all the villains, like Nomus and the villains, were all destroyed. Like, he obliterated all of them. With that much power, as he turns to look at his sister, she's bleeding on, as she couldn't stop the bleeding. as he takes out the knife, throws it away, as he puts his hand on her arm as he has healing powers too, like because of powers of the infinity and zero, and he's using power of zero to stop the bleeding, and also heals the or regenerates the wounds back, like rewinds it before. And yeah, it basically making this what if I almost is either I'm crying or laughing at the same time. I'm not really sure. So yeah. So when the next day, the entire class 1B, I'm sure. So the entire class 1B, here, I'll do shocked faces. When they saw how much power he has, man, oh man, everybody should not depend. Yeah. He did restore the buildings and yeah. So yeah, with that much power, Nezu just straight up told Zuko that, or actually, Nezu wanted to tell him personally that the Zuko, because of your powers and as yeah, so Zuko tells Zumi, or no, actually Nezu tells Zuko that he's the most powerfulest one, and how does he feel about the going into class 1A instead? Sure, as long as I'm with my sister. And as he told Nezu that during the exam, I told my sister that go have fun and go crazy, and I'll clean up the rest. And not because I'm not weak. It's just I would rather see my sister enjoying her entire time. Yeah, obviously, as Zuko tells, or as Nezu says, yeah. But you always yeah. So he takes things way too literally when he gets angry. Yeah. As he did apologize to 13 before. And yeah. So, plus, with how much power he holds back. Because in this world, the more power than, yeah. So there's three categories, and plus there's quirkless that are poor. Quirks are like basically normal people thing, normal salaries thing, and then there's powers that are way more than the quirks. So basically, Momo's foundation thing, like her company, was in the quirks category. So, but when she heard that because of what Zuko has, when she told her like father, or not her father, or when Zumi told the class 1A that, or her classmates, that my brother's more powerful. He doesn't just have a quirk. He actually has a powers that are. Plus, Momo ends up looking at Zuko, or when, because she wanted Zuko, actually, because when they were kids, Momo looks over, always like peeks behind the wood and sees Zuko always is like being very protective, and so so what does Zuko do? As he told everybody else, or all the class 1A, that he sees them as his own brothers and sisters. As still, Manetter is still, or stays away from Momo, Ochako, rest of the girls when Zuko is around. As everybody's like, okay, we should, as they're like, we should just talk to Zuko. Because it seems like every time that Manetter, or every time Zuko comes, Manetter leaves. As Tenya asked him that when the prep talk thing really got him, like, So, oh wait, that's a brainwashing guy. So, yeah. So they're like, man, yeah. He tells them that so that he needs to work with the others, not make them feel scared. You're turning into more of an endeavor than All Might. Protecting my sister is more her. Because did you see how powerful I get when I'm angry? Yeah. But still, let's just get your her powers. As he says, as Zumi knows that Zuko is sometimes is a lighthearted guy that is like he's so light, but when things get too literal, he becomes stone cold hearted. As yeah. And Racerhead and knows that as he looks over at Zuko and tells him that Zuko, I know that that you're as the Eraserhead was, I can't even say it. Hen says that I know that you're powerful and you could just take me down in the flash. But I know that him as he did tell Eraserhead that I'm when things get too literal, I'm the one that steps up first. As he looks at Mr. Ozawa, as Mr. Ozawa is kind of scared from the inside, and because of he is kind of scared of Zuko because nothing can stop his powers from manifesting. As then when he told Eraserhead that I don't see any of you as a threat to my little sister, but if I became full pro hero, then I can see if anyone tried to harm anyone. So Mr. Ozawa decided he didn't ban Zuko from his behavior thing, but instead he told him that he'll just watch because he's more focused than as Mr. Ozawa tried to scare Zuko, but Zuko wasn't even get scared by Eraserhead. Not death threats or anything like that. Just immediately boo, like a ghost kind of goes boo, like in BOO, trying to get a reaction out of Zuko. Because in this alternate timeline version, Mr. Ozawa, instead of being like super like focused character, he still has that, but yeah, he still has the main focus of what Mr. Ozawa looks like. But yeah. So, plus when the villains watched the newscast of All for One and All Might fight thing, or should I say All Might, or no, as like they seen all the League of Villains got killed home by Zuko Midoriya, the student of Class 1B. That's what they thought. But when they saw in his powers, they were like, oh, crud. As, yeah, the crime rate dropped to 0. Like, there was not even a single blimp of villain activities. Like, I mean, literally, yeah, as everybody's like, man, Mr. As everybody looks at Zuko, yeah, or actually, everybody looks at Racerheads like, yeah, I think we need to make him like not go towards the dark side, like yeah, and yeah, everybody Eraserhead is like played the game like because Nezu and the pro heroes know that when Zuko gets angry, it's all over for whoever makes him mad. That if he gets harmed or if his sister gets harmed. So yeah. As he did tell Zuko that he needs to lighten up and yeah. As he looks over at his sister, and Mr. Ozawa knows that Zuko the is like, huh, yeah. I don't see you all as pro heroes or citizens, and or villains. I see you as all as my own family. If anything hurts my family, is that yeah. So that's what Zuko says to all for or no, Zuko says to Eraserhead. As Eraserhead says, yeah. And on the first day when I told your sister and the rest of you that or rest of them to take things literally, yours seems more of a you need to take things as a joke. And Mr. Ozawa says that because he knows that if he how powerful Zuko is, Mr. Ozawa just like straight up says, Zuko, I know that you're much more powerful but please don't like make any of these students feel like they're Senga rings. As Zuko looks at Eraserhead and tells him that no one's Senga rings. And I see you all as equals to me. Yeah. So, yeah, as his cold dead eyes is of Zuko even neutralized Eraserhead's quirk. Yeah. When he said that, even Eraserhead's entire body was like frozen. Like, not petrification, like basically got turned to stone. But more of a, like, his nerve system tells him to run away from him. So, yeah. So now because of crime rate went down to 0, overhauls is, so yeah, Zuko did save Ares and from overhaul, as everybody was scared out of their minds when they saw Zuko's. Yeah. So every single one of them told each other, like, we should be scared of this kid more than All Might, symbol of peace. Yeah, I agree. As everybody was like, when Zuko comes up, the villains that were trying to rob Bang or doing something, they're like, we surrender! In an instant, when they saw that. Yeah. Because no one wants to see his bad side. So, the crime rate went down to 0. And, yeah. The government is like, man, this kid's known around the world as the most dangerous person in the world. But why him? Well, as he says, well, what I learned that Zuko fella has the powers of infinity and 0. So that makes him the most powerfulest person in the world. Plus, he also has a quirk. Time of Flames. Hymns. Yeah. Yeah. And so Ochako and Momo, or actually, let's say, yeah, Ochako basically was dating Zuko. And Momo had a crush on Zuko. So, actually, yeah, I was gonna pick. So, Todoroki and Ochako were dating, and Momo ended up dating Zuko. And, yeah. And they got married and had 3 kids. 2 boys, 1 girl. And, yeah. It basically, yeah. Basically, it basically is pretty powerful. So, yeah. So then yeah. So, yeah. Zuko was pretty much indestructible now. So, before. And, yeah. Mr. Aizawa and Pro Heroes keep reminding him that he needs to take things as a joke thing. Because after the whole, what happened with the League of Villains, every villain and from the entire world was like basically hitting their heads and telling them that they should have just became pro heroes. And yeah, so when Zuko's around, all the pro villains or higher villains respected Zuko. No, and they're like, if, as they told the rest of them, if we see Zumi's him, don't mess with her. Because if we mess with her, then her brother gets angry and kills all of us. You do not want that. Yeah. So, now we're gonna end this video with a bang. Zuko was... So when he died, his powers resetted the timeline to a beginning. So if you guys don't mind having this like video in like a let's say endless loop thing, go right ahead and start. So yeah. So now it's time say to goodbye. Bye bye.